This is the Aftermarket Radio Network. It's your Weekly Blitz with Chris, keeping you in the game. Are you ready to supercharge your auto repair business? This is Coach Chris Cotton from AutoFix Auto Shop Coaching. The Weekly Blitz is where industry expertise and business innovation collide, revving your engines for the week ahead. Every episode has game-changing insights, up-to-the-minute industry updates, and practical tips to shift your business into high gear. We're talking about stuff you didn't even know you didn't know, folks. If you haven't done so yet, please check out all of the other great podcasts on the Aftermarket Radio Network. I want to give a big thanks to Shop Marketing Pros for sponsoring the Weekly Blitz. Brian and Kim Walker know the industry inside out as former shop owners. They don't do copy and paste marketing. What they do is create unique strategies for each client. They offer incredible marketing that gets results, helping your clients and future employees to know, like, and trust you. Join their Auto Repair Marketing Mastermind Facebook group. Shop Marketing Pros is top-tier marketing for top-tier shops. Visit shopmarketingpros.com/Chris. I'm a little bit embarrassed this morning, and I'm a little bit pissed off. The embarrassing part is Brian Walker of Shop Marketing Pros made a great post the other day talking about the Profit First system. He gave me a shout out, and I think that's great. What embarrassed me is, if you've ever been to one of my classes and I talk about the Auto Shop Profits and Cash Flow System, the first thing I tell everybody is if I could give you one thing to help your business, to help your auto repair business, it's the Profit First mentality and this system. Like, if you learn nothing else from me, I want you to make sure that you have learned that and you are putting your money in the buckets, putting your money in the accounts, and running your business the correct way. The part that pisses me off is there's a lot of you out here that have heard me talk about this before. Nobody's asked me questions about it. This is probably one of the least things that people contact me on. And it's probably the number one thing that people should contact me about. So I'm going to talk a little bit about it. We also have a webinar on the website. I'll include the links in everywhere that you have this. But if you don't know where that's at, you can go to autoshopcoaching.com. And at the very beginning, there's a button that says schedule call, and there's one that says watch the webinar. Now, in that webinar, we're going to go into depth on how to implement this process. If you don't want to watch the webinar, then reach out to me. I'm fine taking a talk with anybody or having a talk with anybody. But people, this is super important. Every auto repair shop in the United States, every business in the United States should be using a system like this. Okay? Having said that, we're going to get into it a little bit. I'm going to explain why this is important. How you follow up with it is on you. But if you don't follow up with it, that's on you as well. I don't talk about it later in here too much, but the other thing I want to say is taxes don't belong to you. Taxes are a flow through the business. And if you are currently using the state's money to subsidize your business, then you're doing something fundamentally wrong. Okay. So having said all that, here we go. Running a successful auto repair shop isn't just about keeping, the customer's engines humming and everything like that. It's about ensuring your business runs like a well-oiled machine financially as well. As any seasoned shop owner knows, cash flow is the lifeblood of your business. Yet, many shop owners struggle with balancing the day-to-day demands of their operations and keeping their financials in check. Side note, when was the last time you updated your income statement? When was the last time you looked at your KPIs? Anyway, this is where the Auto Shop Cash Flow and Profit System comes in. It's inspired by my reading the Profit First methodology in Mike McAllowit's book, and also following up with that and becoming a certified coach through their system. Practical financial wisdom from Dave Ramsey. So why doesn't traditional accounting work for auto repair shops? For many years, many auto repair shops have relied on traditional accounting methods. You pay your expenses, reinvest what's left, and you hope for the best. But as Mike explains in his book, Profit First, this approach often leaves business owners scrambling at the end of the month, wondering where all the money went. Again, there's no system in place, and we're putting a process and procedure and a system in place for you. Auto repair shops, with their fluctuating cash flow and high overhead costs, they need a different approach, and they need one that prioritizes profitability from the start. This is where the Auto Shop Cash Flow and Profit System comes into play. What we're doing is we're turning the traditional accounting formula on its head and putting profit first. At its core, the profit first approach is simple yet powerful. Sales minus profit equals expenses. Instead of treating profit as an afterthought, you set aside a portion of every sale as profit, then you allocate the remaining funds to cover expenses. Now, the shift in mindset, this should encourage discipline and disciplined spending and ensures that your shop is consistently profitable. Our system takes the methodology and tailors it to the unique challenges of the automotive industry. When we help a shop set this up, we guide you through setting up separate accounts for profit, taxes, owner's pay, operating expenses, and we help you ensure that every dollar in your business is accounted for and working to grow your bottom line. Now, again, this will work in any business and just not the auto repair business, but we do have it down really, really well for auto repair shops. One of the critical steps in implementing the system is effectively using your income statement to break down your numbers. This step's crucial because it allows you to get your allocations correct from the start. When I say correct, I mean correct to match, and where we start is not where we end up. We pretty much know the starting allocations that are there on average, but then we also know where we're trying to get to. Your income statement is going to provide a clear picture of your shop's revenue, your cost of goods sold or COGS, and your operating expenses. And by analyzing these numbers, we can determine the appropriate percentages to allocate toward profit, taxes, owner's pay, and operating expenses. So for instance, you might allocate 5% of your revenue to profit, 15% to taxes, 35% to owner's pay, and 45% to operating expenses. These allocations should and are going to be adjusted based on your specific financial situation and your goals, but the key is to stick to them consistently. Whatever you come up with for your allocations, that's what you need to do. Talking about allocations for just a minute. Some shops do it every day. Some do it every week. I recommend weekly. Let that money sit in there for the week. At the end of business on Monday, when your last deposits hit for that Friday, then make your allocations. Okay. One of the most difficult things is getting the bank and your accountant or bookkeeper on board. While the system itself is straightforward, again, one of the most challenging steps is getting your bank on board. Most banks are accustomed to traditional accounting practices, and convincing them to set up multiple accounts for your different allocations probably going to be met with some side eye, some resistance. However, it's essential to stand firm and find a bank willing to work with you to ensure your business's financial success. I'm going to talk more about Project Alpha in a later podcast. It's going to be coming up. We're going to do it October 7th, it looks like, is when that's going to come out. In Project Alpha, we're going to talk about starting up a bank account, a little bit more detail for an auto repair and tire shop. But one of the things we want to make sure that we're not doing with the banks is paying fees in all of these accounts. And most banks, if you go and ask them, whenever they're setting up the accounts, they can make the accounts count together for the inflow and outflow of the cash. And they can also make the fees only come out of one bank account. And when they do that, it's like less, like maybe $4 or $5 a month. Instead of, I've had some people set up with some banks, 5, 6, 7 accounts, and we're getting charged fees on each of those individual accounts. If you're going to do this, if you're going to the bank, make sure that you ask, hey, can we combine the fees into one account and make it so that there are less fees? If you can get them with no fees, that's always best. But banks these days are kicking back on that quite a bit. Similarly, with banks, your accountants got to be on the same page. If your accountants aren't familiar with the profit first methodology, or they're unwilling to adjust to this approach, it's time to find an accountant who understands the importance of the system. I think a lot of shop owners forget that these people are our vendors and they need to do what we're asking them to do within reason, right? If you have the right financial partners who support your goals, it is critical to making the auto shop profits and cash flow system work for your business. Okay. A lot of this is similar to what Dave Ramsey teaches, but Dave Ramsey's teachings emphasize the importance of financial control. Remember that, financial control, discipline, and living within your means. These principles are critical in both personal and business finance, particularly in an industry as competitive as auto repair. Incorporating Ramsey's approach into the auto shop profits and cash flow system, we focus on reducing debt and building cash reserves. This creates a cushion that not only helps your shop weather the slow periods, the unknown. I mean, there's always some sort of local crisis or something going on to affect your shop. So we need to make sure that we are prepared for that. But it also allows you to take advantage of growth opportunities without relying on loans or credit. Cash is king. Remember that. Absolutely. We also advocate for the snowball method when tackling debt. That's a Dave Ramsey classic. By attacking the smallest debts first, you build momentum and free up cash flow more quickly, which can then be reinvested into your business or further debt reduction. What are the real results? How does our system transform auto repair shops? So implementing the auto shop profits and cash flow system can lead to significant changes in how your business operates. Again, if you want testimonials, go look for Brian Walker, Shop Marketing Pros. Michael Galini has a great one on the testimonials page on our website. Actually, Brian does as well. First of all, it gives you increased profitability. By prioritizing profit, you ensure your business remains in the black, or I like to say green, even during lean months. But here's the thing. Shop owners are great, prideful people. You shouldn't be ashamed to make a profit. Like, your family has to eat. Your technicians' families have to eat. Your service advisors' families have to eat. Your kids need to go to college if they want to go, or trade school. Same thing with everybody else. And if you're not operating in a good profit mode, what happens if your shop stops to exist because of your pride or because you didn't want to, quote unquote, screw people? All businesses have to make money in order to survive. Okay. Number 2, improved cash flow. With better financial management, you can confidently cover your expenses, reinvest in your shop, pay yourself a consistent salary, pay your technicians a great salary, have great training for your technicians, so on and so forth. You have to have money in order to do all these things. Number 3, debt reduction. By applying Ramsey's principles, you're going to chip away at any existing debt, freeing up more cash flow for future growth. Number 4, financial peace of mind. How awesome is it to go to bed knowing that you're going to have the taxes paid at the end of the year? You're not going to take money from the sales taxes, and that you have enough money in the account to pay the parts bill, to pay the payroll, to pay all these other things. With a clear understanding of your finances, you're going to spend less time worrying about money and more time focusing on what you do best, running your shop, hopefully with some work-life balance in there. Okay. The auto shop profits and cash flow system isn't just about making more money. It's about creating a financially healthy, sustainable business that can thrive for years to come. By combining the profit first methodology with Dave Ramsey's practical advice, we have provided and can provide a comprehensive approach to managing your shop's financing that works in the real world. If you're ready to take control of your shop's financial future, then let's talk. Together, we can put profit first and steer your business toward lasting success. Again, go to autoshopcoaching.com. You can click on the schedule a webinar and do that, or reach out to us. Okay. But do something. Don't let this opportunity slide by. Just be like, Chris is crazy. Make sure to do something. Have action. Be proactive. Thanks to all of our incredible listeners. Your passion and drive motivate us to deliver top-notch content. A big shout out to our sponsor, Shop Marketing Pros. If your shop is the best in town, but your marketing isn't cutting it, it's time for a change. Shop Marketing Pros understands your business and ensures your shop stands out. Where quality meets visibility, Shop Marketing Pros ensures your auto repair shop stands out in a crowded market. Thanks for tuning into the Weekly Blitz. Remember, it's time to rise, grind, and keep your mindset positive. Until next time, everybody, this is Coach Chris Cotton signing off. Have a great day.
You've been listening to the Weekly Blitz with Coach Chris Cotton on the AftermarketRadioNetwork.com. Follow Chris on your favorite podcast listening app. Let him know what you'd like him to cover. His email is in the show notes. Chris is all for advancing the aftermarket.